Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global News reports that the Pentagon has canceled plans to deploy 4,000 U.S.-based troops to Poland, a move that has drawn strong outrage from American lawmakers. General Christopher Lanivi, the Army's acting chief of staff, confirmed the decision during testimony to the House Armed Services Committee, but offered little explanation. Lawmakers criticized the lack of notification and consultation, calling it a horrible message to allies, and highlighting that an advanced team and equipment were already en route. This decision comes shortly after. The Pentagon announced the withdrawal of 5,000 troops from Germany, partly due to a widening rift over the Iran war between President Donald Trump and Europe. The U.S. has been reassessing its troop presence in Europe, with Trump consistently demanding that NATO allies increase their defense spending and take a larger role in their own defense. While Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk received assurances that the decision would not impact Poland's security, some lawmakers warned of pain if the Pentagon attempts to fall below minimum troop levels mandated by Congress. Following the recent meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, China's Ministry of Commerce announced on May 16 its agreement with the U.S. to expand bilateral trade, particularly in agricultural products, through mutual tariff reductions. The announcement also addressed the resolution of non-tariff barriers and market access issues for certain agricultural goods. While this development is positive for the United States, the actual volume of China's future purchases remains uncertain. The ministry outlined 5 preliminary consensuses, with 2 specifically targeting agricultural trade and another concerning aircraft procurement. Despite this, China emphasized that these are preliminary results and detailed discussions are ongoing, without specifying which agricultural products would see tariff reductions. Previously, after the October meeting in Busan, China had resumed some U.S. agricultural imports, including fulfilling a commitment to purchase 12 million tons of soybeans by the end of February, along with some U.S. barley and a large amount of U.S. sorghum. This time, market expectations point to a 10% tariff cut on soybeans, potentially allowing private Chinese enterprises to re-enter the market. Additionally, China has extended import permits for 425 U.S. beef processing plants and approved 77 new ones, with the U.S. anticipating tens of billions of dollars in agricultural purchases over the next 3 years. This report is from Tate Ba Thai Sounds. CBS News reports that Venezuela's government announced the deportation of Alex Saab, a close ally of Nicolas Maduro, to the United States. Saab is set to face judicial proceedings in the U.S. This decision marks a significant reversal, as Saab had previously been pardoned by President Joe Biden less than 3 years ago as part of a prisoner swap. U.S. officials have long described Saab as Maduro's bagman, and there's a possibility he may now be asked to testify against his former protector, Maduro, who is awaiting trial on drug charges in Manhattan. The Venezuelan Immigration Authority's statement referred to Saab solely as a Colombian citizen, potentially circumventing Venezuelan law that prohibits the extradition of its own nationals. Federal prosecutors have reportedly been investigating Saab's alleged involvement in a bribery conspiracy related to Venezuelan government contracts for food imports, specifically the CLAP program. Saab, 54, amassed considerable wealth through these contracts, but recently fell out of favor with Venezuela's new leadership following Maduro's ouster, leading to his demotion and removal from key roles. The Justice Department has not yet commented on the deportation. Al Jazeera reports that German police violently assaulted protesters during a rally in Berlin marking the 78th anniversary of the Palestinian Nakba. Thousands had gathered for the event when police officers were seen hitting and pepper-spraying demonstrators. The incident highlights ongoing tensions surrounding demonstrations related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in Germany. NBC News reports that Canada is significantly deepening its Arctic defense ties with Nordic countries, including Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. This strategic shift is largely a response to former U.S. President Donald Trump's past threats to seize Greenland and growing concerns over Russian aggression in the Arctic region. Greenland and Denmark have been consulting with Canada on establishing their own version of the Canadian Rangers, a reserve unit with a year-round presence in remote Arctic communities. Prime Minister Mark Carney emphasized Canada's pivot away from relying solely on the U.S. for Arctic protection, seeking to bolster alliances among what he calls middle powers. In a world where the United States is perceived as a less reliable partner, the Nordics have also increased their defenses since Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. While acknowledging the continued importance of NORAD with the U.S., Canada is actively pursuing new alliances, opening a consulate in Nuuk and inviting Nordic counterparts to its Arctic territories. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.